Another Thursday, another Housewives review. Let's go to episode 6. Guys, 6. Sure, let's do this. This review or discussion is based on opinion and information that is already known to the public. The information may be alleged, but the commentary and opinions are very much true. And we're back. So, we start off with Queen Nandi. I think they just love starting off with her. Maybe because of the storyline around the family, around the anniversary. But we'll see, because this week's episode actually was about the anniversary. So we'll see in the coming weeks. We'll see, maybe is she a favorite or it was because of the storyline. So anyway, we start with her storyline where she goes to breakfast with her family, and they just go out to a restaurant just to have a quick breakfast and discuss matters around the actual anniversary party. The husband, obviously being a husband, worries about the pocket, and like men and their logical thinking, and we are just out there like with all these ideas. But yeah, that's literally what happened, and he was just adamant that, you know what, let's look out for whatever is cheaper of an option. I'm not saying let's lower the standard, but let's just look at the practicalities of it in terms of, if we have to hire out dresses and suits, let's rather do that than actually having to buy new ones. That will save us a buck, that will save us a lot of things. And yeah, it was just around that, and then yeah, it was a very, very short introduction. And then it goes to Aniete. Aniete was preparing a table for Utembi, a guest actually, and the guest happened to be Utembi, and Utembi was there. Utembi, if you guys remember, is Pumi's friend that Pumi did not know that she was going to attend Aniete's event. So I guess they are getting closer, and yeah. But anyway, I'm just giving you a little detail around who Tembi is. And she was there at Aniete's place. Aniete with her twins, the little girls that were there, and they just had a nice feast in J, like flame grilled chips and all that. So she was just there, and the story behind it all, I actually found out that Utembi had problems, like not problems per se, but something was happening around her family, in her family with her sister, and I think the nephew or the niece. And Aniete was a prayer partner. Aniete prayed with her in that situation, and when Tembi was like, no, I needed someone who understands me, who can pray for me. I was just like, how? Okay, but anyway, so yeah, Aniete was there being a prayer warrior, as we know her to be, or as we see or would like to associate her to be. So they I guess they're building a bond, and they spoke about Upumega Nane, just a little bit to say, Uti, was she uncomfortable with the whole situation or what's going on? And then yeah, they had their nice fine supper, and yeah, and then it moved to Unoluvo no Nandi. Noluvo and Nandi, they met up at a place called Bedazzled. And I just wanted to find out, actually, I think I didn't get the answer. They just retweeted my tweet. So they liked and retweeted my tweet. But I wanted to find out if the actual place where they went to was the place that City gave them vouchers for. Remember on, I think, episode 1 or 2, 2, Utsiri gave them vouchers so that they could go for nails, manicures and pedicures for like 6 months or something. So I wanted to find out if that is the actual place that they went to. But they went there for a go catch up, and obviously for Nandi to do her nails, as her anniversary dinner was close. So she wanted to do that for the event as well. So yeah, and they had a little bit of a chit chat. You know how it is with girls, they catch up and do all of those things. and surrounding the cookout as well, and how Nandi feels about Aniete, and whether she did invite Aniete to the anniversary party. And I was just like, nah, man, she's a girl, you know, so there was no way that I couldn't invite her. So yeah, it was around that, and then she was just like, no, I actually have to sit down with her. I have an appointment with her to sit down with her regarding the actual situation around the cookout, because she was invited and uninvited. And yeah, so that was just it, and they just had girl time, you know. Then we went to Anieti, meeting up with Unani, as per conversation vele with Unoluvo and Unandi, that she was going to meet up with Anieti. And the reason for the meet up was to actually hash things out and iron things out regarding the cookout. And their conversation really went very emotional. Like, I didn't expect that. I really was expecting, you know, put you in a place, you wrong for this, you know, type of thing. But in actual fact, it but you know what? At first, I was just like, I hate Anieti, because the explanation to me didn't really make sense, because she was saying that, no, you and I like to butt heads, and the nature of the cookout and the environment that I created, there were young girls there, and I did not want any disturbance in terms of, you know, like when it comes to the littlest of disturbance in terms of just negative spirits or whatever, maybe that would come to them, where they would have to get into a conflict in front of the girls, and the nature and the sensitivity around how the cookout was, you know. So, but the way she was explaining it, it just came across as you know. But I think afterwards you get to understand someone when they talk about the nature and the sensitivity of issues. And I mean, I'm a softie, guys. When someone cries and people repent in a way and come back when it comes to sorting things out, I forget it all. I really forget it all. So that's what happened to me. At first, I was just like, these are excuses, and the excuses are not excusing. You understand? So, but afterwards, I was just like, you know what? She probably knows better that, you know, in certain spaces, Nandi, I wouldn't want to prioritize her in that way, because there might be instances where, because we might butt heads and 1, 2, 3, you know, all of those things that she explained. And I kind of understand, you know. At first I judged, but now I'm like, okay, there are friends that you like, okay, in certain spaces, you know very well not to invite that friend, because she could be the pot stirrer. She could be the one that brings irao rao in terms of, you know, like disturbing and just causing clashes even when unnecessary, you know. And then, you know, I will invite her in parties, because at parties it's just free flowing. You fight, you do whatever, it's fine, you know. But they're our friends at the end of the day, and it's people that we love. But I realized that actually I also do that. I have instances where I know very well that there's a friend of mine, or two, sorry, that I can't invite in certain spaces because of their behavior, and I can't change them. I can't change them, but I would like to make the other people comfortable with by not extending the invite to her, you know. So I kind of understood. And there was waterworks, and she was just affirming Unandi, you know, that you're a strong woman, you're strong-willed, you do things, you know, like you've got 5 kids and all of that. And it was building her up, and she became emotional, you know. I think she just touched that place, Yaganandi, that needed someone to be like, well done, like you're doing a great job, trust me, don't doubt yourself, don't think yourself a less than or anything like that. So that was a beautiful moment for them. You know me and beautiful moments, I'll mention it over and over again. It was a beautiful moment. And then after the break, we went to Aniete and Adeola. They went for swimming lessons, I guess, but I think it was Aniete mostly that went for swimming lessons, because Adeola was just there like with shots, like, girl, what are you doing? This is baby pool and you're just doing all these things, you know. So I guess it was Aniete, because Adeola can swim, or yeah, she gave off she gave us the conclusion that she could swim. So yeah, and she was just watching Aniete there, just being like a little puppy, and she was just like, what were you doing all your childhood? Like only now you're learning how to swim? She'll be surprised how so many of us, you know, can't swim. But yeah, yeah, they were just having that time where they were doing swimming lessons, having swimming lessons, and then Aniete actually sat Adeola down with regards to just being that friend, being that confidant, and being that counselor she is. And she was just letting Adeola know, Wuti, I have someone in mind who is a therapist who could help you out with whatever issues that you might face. And it just, I think she was just encouraging her to open up to the idea of seeking help, because of all the things that she goes through. And she's just like, whatever, like she just gets these things just coming at her, and she's just like, without having to deal with them. So I think it's a concern. It seems like it's a concern for Adi, like for a lot of Adeola's close friends and family, because they keep mentioning it. And she's just like, I want money, trust me, give me a card, just leave me alone, give me money, I will be fine, all my problems will be gone, I will come back a better person, believe me. And that was funny, because it's like, Adeola, I will be serious, please, these people are concerned about you. So I will still say, I think either she's strong-willed, or there's gonna be that one day she's gonna have to deal with it, and it will not be nice. We all know how healing and the process of it, and how the ups and downs of it go, but we have to go through it. We all have to go through it, I guess. So yeah, all the best to her. And I know that she's got a good prayer circle around her and people that love her. So whether she's gonna break down, or whether she is just strong, she's got a good circle, of friends and people that love her. I mentioned that the actual episode was more of showing I think the build up to Nandi's anniversary dinner. So she went for her dress fitting at a bridal store, obviously, and I think she fitted 2 dresses, and she was just like, nope, dress 1, I'm good, dress 2, I'm good, and they actually both looked good on her, especially number 2. It gave what it was supposed to give, okay? It just hugged and snatched her up. Bona, every area where it was supposed to accentuate, it was doing the things. Like, she looked very gorgeous. She looked very, very gorgeous. And yeah, she's such a girly girl, man. Fitting. And she had someone there, closed the eyes. Oh, surprise! All the things that you girls like to do. Or we girls like to do. So yeah, she was just a girly girl. And yeah, choosing dresses and everything. She chose 2 dresses, and she was like, no, this is, Miss Tiara vibes as well. And then, yeah, that was short. And then we went to Utsidi Nonoluvo as well. They met up again. Not this episode, but what I'm saying again, I mean, they like to meet up when it comes to fashion and all these things. So Noluvo and Utsidi met up again, and then they went to a boutique where Utsidi said that she likes to go to for her stuff, for her clothes and everything. And maybe I don't know fashion, and I will admit that I don't know fashion, because those outfits, I wish I could get pictures. Noluvo's outfit had this Georgette, Bridgerton vibes. It had Bridgerton vibes, those, yeah, guys, those toilet rolls, your old school toilet rolls that have like the whole kitten vibe. Oh, guys, it was just like, for me, it was just like, yeah, this is too creative. Let's put it like that, because I'm not creative in a fashion sense. Let us just say it was creative for me, just too creative for my eyes. And I was just like, no, please don't do this to yourself, girl. Do not. and they liked the same color in Anotidi, and they chose dresses of the same color, which was like royal blue. And it was a little thing where it's like, oh, I can't wear the same colors as yours, I have to choose another dress. It was not even the same style or anything, but I guess girls, you know. So, but yeah, and then we moved to, yeah, and then that was it. Actually, they went for dress fitting. Unandi went for dress fitting, and then it was this side with Sidi Nonoluvo. They were fitting dresses as well. So yeah, and then the day of their anniversary arrives. The anniversary dinner arrives, and the guests, yo, thank you. You know, when I saw that Noluvo changed her dress, I was just like, yo, uyayiphendula imikhuleko uJesu. Like, you can pray little prayers and God will answer those prayers, because I was just like, no, Noluvo, no. So, but anyway, I know that's a joke, but yeah, like, I was overjoyed that she actually changed her mind about that dress. Like, it was not going to do justice for anything, anything, even accentuating whatever parts of her body that she wanted to, like, look, I don't even know what hairstyle she was, I think she was gonna have to do like a bun or something. It was too busy, it didn't need anything, literally. But I was really like, yo, cool, good that she actually changed. And then while the guests were waiting, Unandi and husband, they were just there doing a little photo shoot. Just nice, looking dapper, and she was looking like a princess, a queen, obviously. And it was just a nice vibe that side. But this side, where the guests were waiting, they were just like, Kanti, where is Nandi? Where is Nandi? Excuse me, where is Nandi? Where isn't she supposed to be here? So yeah, but actually she ended up coming, and it was just one of it. The table looked Last Supperish. You know, if you grew up in a township, or if you grew up in Kasi, like, yeah, let me put it like that. If you grew up in Kasi, whether Soweto, whatever, there is that one picture of the Last Supper. That's how the table looked. The table looked, when a grapes, when a little ornaments, when a little fruits, apples, and stuff like that. In the whole, I don't know what they call them. There is, I think, a jargon for maybe events coordinators or decorators, that they will call it like that, one long table with those little leaves, flowers, with that theme, man. They know, like, you know, those harvest time type of flowers. Yeah, that was the theme. So, and everyone was just like surprised that, why is she in a white gown? We thought it's an anniversary dinner, but like, we didn't think of it like bride getting married. But you know, Nandi does what Nandi wants to do. So yeah, it was just one of those things. And then what was so weird to me was, okay, fine, they toasted, and she had guests over outside of the wives and their partners. There was Upi Dinomo. You guys know them, like, they're very there on this TV space, you know, especially when it comes to couples and all of those things. And she gave just a nice speech regarding legacy and family, you know, and just marriage, you know, because she is a marriage advocate. So she gave that speech, and then the husband was toasting, and just, yeah, it was just that vibe. And then while they were sitting down, very chilling, I think they were eating or after eating, but it was just one of those chilled vibes now. Like, it was no longer that formal in a way, you know. Then Nandi decides to introduce her friends, her wives, the wives to Upindi. But it was so weird because she started giving them names. And for me, it was just like, this is so strange. You know, when someone introduces you to someone that it's the first time you're meeting this person, right? And then they are pretending as if you guys call each other these names, whereas it's the first time you're hearing about this name, but she's making it as if, no, man, straight so because utando ukwenza so, oh my god, mosquito. Ngimbiza so because ujayele ukwenza so, like, I call her this name because she does this. But it was so weird, and it was just off. It was just off because she was just giving people names, funny names, and she was just laughing alone, and it was just like so awkward. It was awkward. So yeah, and I think that, and then after that, Aniete summoned Upumi. He was like, Pumi, can I talk to you? You know? And they went into a little corner and they were just discussing the whole Tembi issue. And then they also discussed, they just discussed the whole Tembi issue because Aniete came to Upume and was like, Pume, I hear you've got a problem with me hooking up with your friends. And Pume was just like, who said that? Who said that? I want to give me the name. Who said that? Before we go any further, who? Whomst? And Anita was just like, can I finish? Can I finish? And Puma was like, okay, cool, finish. But I still want that name, you know? So Anita was like, no, you feel this way, but this person came to me and we exchanged numbers and we just grew closer and we vibing and whatever, you know. But Pume was just like, no, but like, I'm not saying don't vibe with my friends. You know, that's something that I said the last time. I was like, yeah, I'm not really her in terms of friendships, but at least let me know that you're talking to this person, you know. That it would be so weird for us to go to an event and there you are. You're probably there number one and maybe you're the organizing, you putting serviettes and whatever. It would be, you know. So just a heads up to be like, hey, are you going to Aniete's thing that she invited me to or whatever, you know. So Pume was just making it clear that, you know, I don't have a problem. It's just that I was taken aback, like having to she tapped me on my shoulder literally and she was like, Pume, and I was like, tell me, you know. So that was the weird part about it. But in the end, Aniete did let Upume know who was the one that told her. And it turned out at the Last Supper there was a Judas baby. There was a Judas Iscariot. And Judas was Queen Nandi. Because Queen Nandi said to Pume, I'm so offended on your behalf, you know, that Aniete would do that. You know, Aniete and Tembi would do that. But to Aniete, she went to Aniete and said to Aniete, Pume is not okay with what you did, girlfriend, you know. So Pume was like, that's weird because Unani came to me and said to me that she's offended on my behalf because what you did was foul. Now she's the one that comes to you. Pot stirrer, Queen Nandi. Like, she just did that and she was just like, I'm gonna mind my own business. So I'm curious to see what happens next week because it ended on that note where Pume was just like, I'm so confused and I feel like I'm the sacrificial lamb and there was a Judas Iscariot in this whole situation and yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with it. So that was practically it, and that was practically the party. The party, yeah, it was intimate. It was, yeah. I think that this episode was just dedicated to the build up of the anniversary dinner. So, hey, pots are doing the pots things, the things that pots do. So let me go, guys. Cheerio. Next week